Net World. My name is Rusty Dan, and I am deciding to make a YouTube video and a YouTube channel just showing you guys what games I have been getting in the past couple of weeks or a couple of months. Sometimes it depends on how much money I have. Lately I have no money, but anyway. I would like to call myself a gamer. I guess using the word gamer is a bit of an understatement. To say, I would say I probably have close to 200 games if we're just talking physical ones. If we're talking digital, oh god, I have no idea. But yeah, I thought I would show you guys the games I've recently got in the past couple of months or weeks, and yeah, so here we go. So first one that I got in the past couple of weeks is Clubhouse Games, and this game is actually really fun. I only got it for $3. It's a pretty good deal. It has a bunch of different board games and card games you can play. Pretty much all of them you can play. I think it's up to 8 people. Yeah, you only need one game card. You can play with 2 to 8 people on it. That's pretty good. It varies from super easy card games to the advanced ones like blackjack and what's the other one that's really hard? There's another one, I can't remember what it is. But it's really fun, especially the rip-off board games they have. They have a version of Sorry on it. I think it's called Ludo or something. And my friend and I would play it for hours. It's so fun. So if you can ever find it and it's dirt cheap, I highly recommend getting it. Even if you don't play it by yourself, if you just play it with your friend at your house in the summer and you're bored or something, it's really fun. I highly recommend it. All right, so number 2 that I got, I'm really excited about this one, is the Sonic Mega Collection for the Gamecube. And this was a really good deal. It was only $9. And it has a bunch of different classic Sonic games on it. So it has, I think it's all the Genesis ones. It has Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3D Blast, a few random ones like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is pretty much an American ripoff of Puyo Puyo Pop, and I'll get to that later. What else does it have on it? Anything else? Oh yeah, Sonic Spinball and Sonic 3D Blast, which are kind of weird Genesis games that a lot of people didn't play or even knew existed. But they're also super and mind-blowingly hard to find. So I actually thought I already had this, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Just kind of you have one of those games that just magically disappears and you can never find it. That's what happened to me, and I'm like, man, I really wish I could play the first Sonic game. I've never actually 100% completed it, all the Chaos Emeralds and everything. So I struck really lucky with that one. Struck really lucky? That's not a sentence. Camera's making me nervous. So yeah, if you can ever find that for $10, that's a really good deal, especially considering it has so many really expensive games on it. If you go on eBay, some of the stuff on there is kind of insane. There's also, I believe it's called the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection that you can get on the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. If you have one of those instead, pretty much the same. I kind of prefer this one just because I like using the Gamecube controller a little more than the PS3 or the Xbox 360 controller for Sonic. I don't really know why. It's a personal preference, I guess, but it's a free country. You can choose whatever you want. All right. So next on the list, and I'm really sorry it still has the used price tag on it, but I couldn't get it off without ripping a bunch of it, so I'm just leave it on, whatever, is Mass Effect Andromeda. This one wasn't that good of a deal. It was $7 cheaper than the new one, but I was really excited. I love Mass Effect. Yes, I did hear that there was a bunch of stuff wrong with it. The character animations were wonky and all that stuff. I had a really strange opinion on it because whenever I got it, I didn't update it yet, and this is when both of the patch updates came out. There was one that fixed the eye movements and the animation, and then there was one that just fixed a bajillion different bugs and glitches on it. So I played the first hour without the patch, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is real special. This looks a little weird, especially what was it that I was watching? There's a part where you walk off your ship and with 2 other people, and the game glitched, and I saw everybody's placeholders, like, you know how they'll just like stand like this, and they're not doing anything. They're all just like standing in the middle of the desert like T's, and then the game glitched, and then you see them like walking off the spaceship, and I'm like, what? That's so weird. What's going on? And just weird stuff like that was going on. It was super strange. And then I did the updates, and I was like, I wonder how different the beginning is whenever you have them. So I deleted my save file and I started again, and it looked so much better. It was much better. I was highly impressed. I was like, oh, thank God they fixed a whole bunch of stuff, because if they didn't, I would have been like, it's very strange. But yeah, if you had some gripes about it whenever it first came out, shitting all over the place. I recommend that you give it a second chance. I thought it was really good. I compare it to Dragon Age Inquisition, where that was so different compared to the other two Dragon Age games that some people ended up not really liking it just because it was different than the other two. I personally liked it. I didn't really have a problem with it. But yeah, I can see how some people would be like, ooh, it's not as good and blah, blah, and all that crazy stuff. Fair enough. All right, so next on the list is another PS4 game, is NieR Automata. And I didn't actually really know anything about this before I got it. I just knew that it was getting like insane reviews, and people were like, this is like the greatest game ever. Wow, the story's amazing, 10 out of 10, all that crazy stuff. So I think I got it for like $20 cheaper, and it was a new copy too, so that's even more of a good buy. It's really good. If you have ever played Bayonetta, or I guess technically Devil May Cry, but more so Bayonetta, it's made by the same people, Platinum Games. NieR, not... No, wait, I said that wrong. All right, Nathan, you gotta calm down. Just calm her down. It's made by the same people that made Bayonetta and The Wonderful 101, stuff like that. So if you've ever played either of those, where you just know that there's this high-octane fighting and action, and it's fast, and everything's insanely quick, and dodging, and guns, and all that crazy stuff, a wacky story, and I don't mean wacky as in like silly, I mean wacky as in like somebody came up with this. That's the part that blows my mind. I highly recommend it. It's really good. The story is amazing. The voice acting is perfect. It even has a Japanese voice acting if you don't want to listen to the English one. But I personally recommend the English one, mostly because Yuri Lowenthal voices the main character, and Yuri Lowenthal is just amazing. Yeah, it's really good. And I don't think you need to know anything about the first game to play this one. That's at least what my friend told me. She said this doesn't really seem like it has anything to do with the first one, which is fine, because I never played the first one, and I heard that the first one's a little... Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game, I'm just saying, and I've heard that it's a little repetitive, and it's kind of boring near, I think, like the middle of it, or the end of it, or something like that. Anyway, not to bash anybody that likes it, it just doesn't seem like my cup of tea, just from what enough people have said. I'm usually not somebody that will not play a game because people are like, this game's horrible, don't play it, it's awful and all stuff. Because the way I see it, if I can get it for like, okay, let's say I went to EB Games or GameStop and I found the first NieR game for like $5. And I played it for like 2 hours, and I'm like, oh yeah, that wasn't too bad. You know, that's money well spent. If I got like 2 hours worth of fun for like a $5 game, that's pretty good. Now, if I spent $60 on it and I played it for a couple hours and was like, this game is just awful. Why did I spend this much money on it? I'm such a fool. Then I'm gonna be a little miffed, to say the least. But yeah, that's something interesting that you probably. I was gonna say that's something interesting that you probably didn't know about me, but you don't know anything about me. And if you do know something about me, then hi. I realize that I sound like a crazy person right now, so just bear with me. Just bear with me. Alright, so next on the list is another PS4 title and the last one. And I am the most excited about this because I'm a crazy person. It's Puyo Puyo Tetris. Oh my gosh. I can't even tell you how many hours I've spent into this game. Like, I legitimately have a problem. To the point where I would play this until like 5 in the morning and be like, I can't feel my hands. There's Tetsumios and Puyos flying everywhere inside my retina as I'm sleeping. It's so good. Unless you don't like puzzle games, then you're not going to like it. But if you like puzzle games, holy crap, it's amazing. There's even a story mode on it, and it's a really long one too. Like, I think I've played it for like 5 or 6 hours now, and I'm only like halfway done of the story. It's crazy. It has a bunch of different famous English dubbers, I guess you can call them. I want to say voice actors, but that kind of varies between a lot of different genres, if you know what I mean. It's a lot of JRPG voice actors, if you know what I mean. So the girl that voices Morgana in Persona 5, Cassandra Morris? Cassandra Lee Morrison? Cassandra Lee Morris? It's one of the two. Who's awesome. She's always great in every role that she plays. Or Idea from Bravely Default, or Lynn from Xenoblade Chronicles X. You get the point. And there's a few other ones too, but I can't remember them. But anyway, it's really cheesy, and it's really cute, and it's really fun, and I just love it. It's fantastic. It has a bunch of different game modes if you're playing with more than one person, or even if you are just playing by yourself, there's a bunch of other ones you can play too. There's even an online mode. You can even play the online mode with, I think it's 3 other people, because you count as one. I know numbers, apparently. It's really good. It was kind of expensive for a puzzle game. That's what people have been telling me anyway. I didn't really care, because I'm like, it's Tetris. I don't even care that Puyo Puyo Pop's in it. Whatever. It's got Tetris in it. I'm buying it. The Switch one's like $20 more than the PS4 version, which makes absolutely no sense. Although, to be fair, it does come with a keychain. Apparently that's enough warrant to add $20 to it, which makes no sense, because you can buy the eShop version for the same price as this one here, like $39.99. The Switch eShop version is $39.99, but if you want the physical copy, they're like $59.99. Sorry. Anyway, it's really good. If you like puzzle games, this is like the creme de la creme of puzzle games. Like, holy crap, it's amazing. All right, I'm gonna stop ranting about that one now, because you already know I have a problem. So the next on the list is a Switch game, since I just mentioned it, and it's Lego City Undercover. I actually already had this game on the Wii U, but I assumed, dumbly, also I'm pretty sure that's not a word, but you get the point, I assumed that it would have better loading times than the Wii U one, because the loading times in the Wii U one, not the Wii one, that would be even worse, are just ridiculous. Like, oh, you went into this building? Well, wait 60 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but whenever you have to do it like every 5 minutes, it gets a bit old. So I assumed that they would have fixed it in this one. They technically didn't. It's a little faster, but in the Wii U one, the game, whenever you were holding the gamepad and it was loading, it showed a progress bar on the screen as it was loading. And just someone who has ADD, that was really handy for me, because I could be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna be done soon. All right, it's gonna be done soon. Okay, cool. This one, the Switch one doesn't, and I'm like, is it gonna be done? Do I have to wait like another 60 seconds? Oh my gosh, what if it doesn't load? Oh my goodness. Then I start freaking out, and havoc ensues. Other than that, it looks great. It has 2-player co-op now, which is awesome. Albeit it gets a little laggy whenever you play with 2 people, but I mean, it's a Lego game. It pretty much happens every time. It pretty much happens every time. I haven't played like any of the old ones, like Lego Star Wars and stuff like that. I haven't played those, but a lot of the new ones, that's it's pretty commonplace. But yeah, it's still really fun. I got it used for like, I think it was like $30, so that was a pretty good deal. I'm like, well, that's not too bad. I spent more on the Wii U one, so fair enough. It is really fun though. It's probably my favorite Lego game. I like it better than Lego Dimensions. The voice acting is perfect. It's so funny. It has it's pretty much Grand Theft Auto for kids. Like, if your kid ever wanted Grand Theft Auto, and they're a kid, so you're smart and you don't buy them Grand Theft Auto before they're 17, then this is like a pretty good place to start, because it's the exact same. Like, you can drive around in any car you want, except you're a police officer, so you tell them it's police business and you need to borrow it. Sure. Yeah, sure. Let me just borrow your car here and then run you over with it while I drive away, because you can do that. And it's Lego, so nobody cares. You just destroy everything. They're like, it's fine, I'll just rebuild it whenever you go back into a building. It's all good. But yeah, it's really fun. It's just good, silly fun. So, next on the list is one I'm also very excited for, and that's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm also not entirely sure if all of these are going to be backwards and mirrored, because my phone is weird and likes to mirror things. So hopefully all of these aren't backwards, and you're like, what on earth is Atlas? Like, I don't understand. I already had this for the Wii U, because I didn't have a Switch whenever it came out. But then I did, but they had a promotion going on at EB Games where if you traded anything towards anything Switch related, like the console, sure, like you're ever going to find one of those, like the console, games, accessories, what have you, your trade credit got doubled. So I was like, ooh, that's not that bad of a deal. So even though I didn't have a Switch, I traded in a bunch of stuff to get 2 games for free. So I essentially didn't pay anything for this, which is pretty awesome. And oh my goodness, this game deserves the 10s out of 10s it's getting, because it's a 10 out of 10 game. It's fantastic. The music, the story, the graphics, the characters, the battling, the shrines, the puzzles, the environments, the cooking. Oh my god, the cooking is perfect. I will spend hours just cooking multiple things, being like, yes, I am the Breath of the Wild connoisseur. It's just, oh my gosh, it's perfect. The only thing, well, I shouldn't say it's perfect. The only gripe I have is it doesn't, and I know the kind of thing that they were going for. It's kind of quiet, and by that I mean a lot of the time whenever you're walking around the fields or the plains and stuff, there isn't really any music playing most of the time. Sometimes there is. Or if it is, it's really quiet music, and I get what they were trying to go for. They're trying to go for like isolation, like you're by yourself. There's no Navi or Midna helping you. You're trying to figure out at what's going on your own for the most part. So I get that with that you want it to be quiet, so you kind of have that feeling of loneliness. At least that's my opinion. One of my friends debated that, and they're like, no, I think it's kind of like that you're on a big adventure and everything. I'm like, I think it's kind of the opposite. But other than that, I don't have any problems with it. It's fantastic. If you have a Wii U or a Switch, well, if you have a Switch, I don't understand what you're playing on your Switch if you don't have this. But if you have a Wii U, I almost said I highly and recommend it, but sure. I highly and recommend it. What are words today? Who cares? So next on the list is one I haven't really played that much, but I was a fan of the series and was like, that's kind of cute, so I'll give it a try, is Super Bomberman R. Also, look at the box. It's pretty awesome, right? That warrants buying it, pretty much. I don't remember how much I paid for that one. Oh yeah, this was the second one I got for free whenever I was trading in things, so that was pretty good. It's okay. It's not like the best Bomber game? No. The best Bomberman game ever, but I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. It's a Bomberman game. You blow stuff up, you beat up enemies, you get power-ups, you can play multiplayer mode, you can play it online. You know, it's a Bomberman game. If you were expecting something else, then you're going to be disappointed. If you weren't expecting anything else, it does what it's supposed to do. If I gave it a number, I would probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10, because it's not like the nicest looking game ever, but again, like, who cares? It's a Bomberman game. You're not buying it because it's like, ooh, HD graphics, wow, such pretty cutscenes and voice acting and all that stuff, because the voice acting in it is charming. We'll use that adjective for it. It's definitely a charming game. I don't really have much else to talk about it, because there's not much else to talk about. It does what it's supposed to do. It's not like a broken game. It doesn't have any glitches, not that I know of. It's a 2-player co-op story mode, so that's kind of cool. The only thing that's kind of annoying about that is you can blow yourselves up. Like, if I accidentally trapped my friend into a corner with my bomb, and then it killed her. And I was like, sorry. And you have shared lives, which is kind of odd, like Donkey Kong Country Returns shared lives. So it's kind of weird. But niggles and qualms aside, it's really fun. I highly enjoyed it. I would only recommend getting it if it was like a used copy, or if it was on sale or whatever, because I seem to remember it was like, I think it was like $50 in Canada, or it was like 50 or 59. It was something like that, and I was like, that's kind of expensive. Anyway, the last one on the list is my absolute favorite out of this entire pile. And you're all going to think I'm crazy, because you're like, why? That makes no sense. And that's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I actually already had this for the Wii U. It's the same as Breath of the Wild. But I was easily swayed, in my opinion, by all the DLC that was added to it, and I'm like, oh, that is a pretty good deal. So whenever I went to EV Games, I'm like, I'll bet you $50 is probably like 17,000 Mario Kart 8s for the Wii U sitting here because they all traded them in to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and there wasn't. The guy was like, yeah, no, we haven't really had anybody trade in any of their Wii U versions for it. And I'm like, why? That makes no sense. Why wouldn't you just... I mean, if you don't have a Switch, then, well, okay, fair enough. But yeah, I had one, and I was like, yeah, I guess I don't really need this one anymore. I'll just get this one instead. And holy moly, it's beautiful. It's so nice looking. Like, I don't even know how to explain how pretty it is. It's so much nicer than the Wii U one. And the Wii U one was already gorgeous. Like, I loved the Wii U one. It was super pretty, especially Yoshi's Valley, or Yoshi Valley. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Yeah, and they added a bunch of new things. There's like a couple new characters that you can unfortunately only get in the Deluxe one, like the Splatoon characters. What was it? The Splatoon characters? I think Dry Bowser? No, he was already in it. The Splatoon characters, Bowser Jr., Dry Bones, and King Boo. I think it was those 5. Oh, and there's a way to unlock Gold Mario in it too. I don't know if that was in the Wii U one or not. I don't think it was. I saw an article and it didn't say that it was. Anyway, but you have to beat all the 200cc cups with gold to get Gold Mario. And I'm like, oh. Okay, so basically I'm never going to be getting this character ever because that's impossible. Although I did hear somebody say that if you pick big characters, it's much easier to try and like control them. Anyway, kind of went off on a tangent there, apologies. This is really good, especially because you can play with 2 people on the tabletop mode, which is really neat, especially if you're, like, I don't know, on a bus that has a table that you can put your Switch on. I don't know if those exist or not. They don't in PEI. It's really fun. It's just like a fun... I call it a gamer's end game just because I'm a crazy person. So other people will be like, what? That's so like fast and zany and crazy. I'm like, no, I just play it whenever I need to just like relax at home or whatever. I've been a huge Mario Kart fan my whole entire life. Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, the Game Boy Advance one, the DS one, the Gamecube one, 3DS, Wii U. Like I literally have all of them, and I play all of them all the time. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, this one's the best Mario Kart, and then the new one comes out, you're like, no, this one's the best Mario Kart. I think they're all the best ones in their own respective opinions. I like the first one because it has a lot of challenge to it. I like the 64 one because, you know, nostalgia. You know, that sort of thing. So I personally love all of them. They're all very dear to my heart. If I had all the boxes here, I would cuddle them. You know, look even more like a crazy person. I promise I'm not like, I'm the good kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the bad kind of crazy where you're like, oh my goodness, like, did this person break out of a hospital or something? Like, is there somebody looking for you? Or should we keep you here, then try and call somebody? Anyway, yeah, so that was my latest gamer haul of the past couple of weeks. If you guys want to see any more videos like this, if you don't think I'm too annoying, then I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, have a great day.